So I request Chairperson IBBI, Shri Ravi Mittal sir, to please occupy the distinguished chair. And we will now start the next session, that is FAQs on IBC.
Let me add just one more thing in CIIRP. You know, as he said, 29A would apply. But what does 29A says? 29A says willful defaulters cannot apply. And it says NPA से एक साल के अंदर the promoter can apply. These are the two main things that 29A says. So this case would be done before that. So in a majority of cases, promoter would be entitled to apply. However, if someone gives more money than the promoter, then he'll get it.
Sir, my name is Sarup Ghosh. I have couple of questions which are also bitter. But we need clarification because we don't want to lose this opportunity. Sir, right from the morning we have been hearing that IBC is a recovery forum. Whereas when you go to NCLT, the view is it is not a recovery forum, it's a resolution forum. So which view basically we should take? Number two, it's time to address section 65 of IBC. We have been seeing cases where creditors have fraudulently filed these cases, and every provision in the IBC is in respect of corporate debtors. So therefore, I cannot touch even the avoidance application in case of creditors. So this actually is creating a problem. So what happens? The practical problem is the IP, that is the liquidator, carries on this section 65 case without any money. Nobody is interested because I have filed a case against him under section 65. There is no escrow account from where even I can run this liquidation process. I have to put my own money till the time it is resolved. So this has actually, sir, is killing us. And nobody is interested even for the liquidator fees because the liquidator has committed a crime by addressing section 65. And we do not know within what time frame that application would be resolved. And thereafter also we are not very clear when the liquidator will get money or he can disburse to the service providers. This is a very practical problem. So my advocates are running away. I cannot even borrow money from the market because nobody would be interested in working with me. So I lose this team. I cannot employ a good counsel to employ. So these are my practical problems. My humble request to IBBI is look at section 65, make it very, very stringent penalties so that, section 65 cases comes less. Second is what we have seen in the last 5-6 years. PUFA is a paper tiger. Avoidance application is a paper tiger. Nobody is fearful about avoidance. And the RPs, they file this avoidance application most of the time to save their skin. So that means when I start doing that, there is a trust deficit. What trust deficit? I might be hardly hit by IBBI penalties. So, but I am a professional who gives their heart. So therefore, this fearful thing has to be removed because we want to work very independently. Now, third is when we come to the question that whether IBBI and NCLT dealing with these two giants, NCLT, we believe that it is a functional, NCLT is my functional boss and IBBI is my administrative boss, overall corporate structure. Now, what we have seen even that during my pendency, which is application is under sub judice, the creditors puts a frivolous application, so it goes to goes to
Sir?
the.
So can we have them answer now?
I thought I'll be completing my questions. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So basically, when it goes to IBVI, immediately gets active and shows sent me later. Again, I start working on that. The question is, when I know that the application is under sub judice, I mean, how should I reply? So these are basically the points. And I have last question on the related party. Now, what we are saying is the related party, again, every time we.
So, yeah.
Okay.
I just want to add one more point to whatever Sir
Yeah.
has said.
Yes.
That is with regards to the PUFE applications. When we file the 92 applications, most of the times in one or two hearings it gets closed, saying that it is a direction given to the SBOD to provide the information required. And the information is not provided. We file a contempt application and then that will just go on. But main issue here is that all the PUFE applications, the burden of proof lies on the RP. And when they don't cooperate and don't provide the details, so most of the matters under PUFE, they just get dismissed. Because we are not able to give the required evidence. So the burden of proof, the moment it shifts from us to the SBOD, then most of the PUFE applications will come out. But I don't know if the law allows that. But this is the issue that 19.2, there is no harsh punishment. And PUFE, they will avoid. This is what is my observation, sir.
So can I reply to the first set of questions?
Yes, sir.
So the first question was recovery versus resolution. So I think this is a well settled thing. It is you have to leave it to the commercial wisdom of the COC. You can advise the COC, like as an experienced RP, having seen through so many resolutions and all. But ultimately, you have to leave it to the commercial wisdom of the COC, because this is a well settled principle as to how it should go about with respect to that. Secondly, like Section 65 applications. So, as Sir also has mentioned, we have also seen many cases where there has been fraudulent, malicious initiation. So, you would be in the best position to see whether any such like the smell test, the classic smell test. Since you have so much of experience, you would know. So, please bring it to the attention of the NCLT that you suspect, or if you have reasons to believe. So, at least you get yourself discharged. I mean, there's no compulsion for you to.
How many RPs have filed petition under Section 65? 1, 2, 3. What we find is that very few applications are filed under Section 65 by RPs. Applications are filed by someone that ye fraudulent hai, malicious hai, and then it goes on and on. So what Jitesh is trying to say is that if you find something fraudulent or malicious is happening, please file an application in NCLT and please tell us. Please tell us. We will pursue your application, because we do not want anything wrong to happen under IBC. You also do not want anything wrong to happen under IBC. But please do not sleep over it. You should not take a view that ये मेरा काम नहीं है. I mean, ये तो होगा. Application filed है, now NCLT will decide. So please do not take this view. If you find that someone is trying to misuse IBC, please file an application before NCLT. Tell NCLT what is happening, and also tell us what is happening. Also tell us. We will try and see that इस तरह का जो भी malicious या गलत काम है वो नहीं हो. Let me also talk to you about PUFE transactions. The recovery under IBC has been 4 lakh crores or what, and PUFE transactions of more than 4 lakh crores are pending before NCLT. Now, when we talk to NCLT and when we see the papers there, we find that RPs have just filed PUFE transactions left and right. You have to apply your mind. You have to apply your mind and file only those cases, or file only for those transactions which qualify as PUFE transaction. That is point number one. But आपने क्या किया, पुराना ट्रांजैक्शन लिया, जो ट्रांजैक्शन आपको समझ में नहीं आया, आपने बाद परफेक्ट ट्रांजैक्शन फाइल कर दिया, एंड यू से वी आर डूइंग इट टू सेव आवर स्किन. I mean, that is what someone just now said also. You know, that is not correct. No one is going to punish you. No one is going to punish you for not filing a perfect transaction. However, please file perfect transaction, but file them only where you have to file them. I mean, take a view that this is a perfect transaction, and the best way to take a view is, especially in bank cases, talk to the bank. Now, every NPA above 50 crores, the bank has done a forensic audit. So talk to that concerned financial creditor, talk to that bank, and ask him कि boss आपने कहाँ कहाँ आपको problems मिली है. You know, if you ask the bank for a copy of that forensic audit report, they may not give you. They may not give you. But if you tell them कि please give us some details, some summary about forensic transactions, कहाँ हमको case file करना है, they will definitely give you, because it is in their interest. So take that detail from the bank. You are not taking that detail from the bank. And take that detail from the bank, and after you take that detail from the bank, then file it. क्या होगा, आपके पास कुछ एविडेंस भी हो जाएगी. बैंक ने जो फोरेंसिक ऑडिट कराया है, आई एम श्योर whoever has done it has some evidence. Whoever has done it, उसके पास कुछ एविडेंस होगा. यूज दैट एविडेंस. यू नो, कोई फायदा नहीं है हम 4 लाख करोड़ का फोरेंसिक ऑडिट का या पफे का फाइल कर दें एंड देन वी गेट नथिंग. आई मीन, सो जिसका जरूरत है उसी का फाइल कीजिए. If it is necessary, file. If it is not necessary, discuss it in the COC and then take a call कि हमको कोई perfect transaction नहीं मिला, we are not filing anything. कोई जरूरी थोड़ी है कि फाइल ही करना. And कोई जरूरी थोड़ी है सब promoters ने कुछ गड़बड़ी किया हो. I mean, promoters do not set companies just to do garbad also, na? I mean, so if you do not find anything wrong, don't file. But then take a call in the COC. Take it to the COC, take a call in the COC, so that if the COC has any information, they'll also tell you. They'll also tell you. You know, COC and the RP should act in coordination. COC बोले मैं I am supreme, RP बोले मैं supreme, तो नहीं चलेगा. I mean, you have to work together, and if you work together, I am sure you will get better results, especially in the case of perfect transaction.
Raman sir.
Yes. Thank you. First of all, I should thank the chairperson of IBBI for appreciating IPs who have completed the process within 270 days. Fortunately, I come under that category for 3 resolutions, only 3 resolutions which I have done. Okay, and also for sharing the strategic advice as well as the tactical advices what IPs can do. Thank you so much, sir. And I don't have a question, but I have, during the talk, the chairperson mentioned about that IP should write to IBBI of whatever the difficulty they have. I just want to acknowledge that I am an IP only into this profession, no other profession for the last 9 years. I have good experience about writing to IBBI, including a fantastic amendment which has come in case of personal bankruptcy, that I had submitted a very detailed recommendation, and that has become part of an amendment. I am thankful to the IBBI and MCA for considering all such positive submissions. I am thankful to you. I have this particular suggestion, whatever I am telling, I am already doing for the 9 years already, because I have taken the cue from the UK law. Whether it is written in regulation or law, though it is not written, I am religiously doing, and there are effects to that. I request this particular aspect, that is, our law is taken from UK's creditors in possession. And the UK regulation or law, whatever you call it, requires that if an administrator or a liquidator comes to know of a fraud that needs investigation by serious fraud or money laundering, because the IRP, RP liquidator in Indian IBC scenario has fantastic access to the data if he gets, including the administrative access, administrative user ID, password, access to all the email boxes that is required.
So,
One second.
sorry to interrupt.
I'm just, I'll just.
Yeah, please, can you please
Yeah,
cut
I'll
short
just,
your
yeah.
questions? Yeah, please.
So my request is, I request IBBI to bring in a regulation.
So a circular is under draft. A circular on this issue is under draft in my office. And I expect that within the next 10-15 days, you will have a circular on this. We
Thank
had
you so much.
discussed this and we had thought whether we should issue a regulation or we should issue a circular. So after discussion with IPs and others, so we will be issuing a circular and this should come about before the end of this month.
Thank you so much.
So to all the participants present here, I request all of you to please raise short questions because the time is short, and let all of you get the opportunity to speak, please.
My name is Mahesh Gupta.
Just a minute, someone also said about disciplinary proceedings. I couldn't understand it fully, but let me just give you my figures. We get close to 1,500 to 2,000 complaints every year against RPs. Close to. It could change from time to time, but we get that kind of complaints. We issue about 60 to 70 show cause notices every year. So this 1,500 to 2,000 complaints that we get, on let's say 90% or 95%, we do nothing. We do nothing means we just ask you, and then if we find that what you are saying is reasonable, we close it. Okay, so out of 1,500, 2,000 is 70, 80, could be 60, could be, around that show cause notices are issued. And if you say that some strict action is taken, maybe 20, 30, 40 a year. Maybe 20, 30, 40 a year. And the belief at the higher levels of government is that we should be more strict. I mean, that is the instructions that we get. But we understand that the job of an RP is very difficult. Job of an RP becomes the CEO of a company, let me say. RP becomes the board of director of a company. RP becomes the administrator of a company. And the promoter is always there to create problems. So we understand there is a problem. So we try our best not to take action where we find that it is really not your fault. We take action only when we find that, there is something seriously wrong. And there are RPs, I'll give you just one example, and I'll not take the name of any person. In the name of going concern, people spend so much money that in the end, the creditors get nothing. There's a case in which I believe 65 or 68 crores is the going concern cost, and the recovery is less than that. Going concern does not mean that you become Bhagwan, you become God. Going concern is just to keep it alive so that you get a better bid, and then you should try and do it within the fixed time. An RP said as part of a disciplinary proceeding, sir, मेरा काम है going concern करना, मुझे बहुत अच्छा लग रहा है ये काम करना, मैं 3-4 साल इस कंपनी को चलाना चाहता हूँ. That is not your job. That is not your job under IBC. Okay, so please balance everything. That is what I am trying to say. And we don't feel happy in doing disciplinary proceedings. We don't feel happy, but we are a public office, and if we get complaints, we have to take it to its logical conclusion.
Sir, just to add to Mr. I'll just want to say that regarding this PUFE, I'm thankful that you have said that no action will be taken. But what you said is also right. We have seen that PUFE applications, as you said rightly, is filed by RPs just left and right, only to save them from NCLT verdicts that why you have not filed this application. Secondly, COCs feel ki why you have not filed, you might have collaborated with corporate debtor or this thing. So why you have not filed? So because of this, most of the applications, as you rightly said, has been filed right at left. But as you just assured that there will be no actions for not filing, it will certainly help us for filing a genuine applications. Secondly, as you were saying regarding that delays during process period, uh, before admission and after plan we are not talking, which is the domain of NCLT where we do not have any control. During process, the delay I also feel is mainly because of COC. We have been talking, we have code of conduct for COCs, we have taken many actions, IBBI has also taken, but still there are delays in COC decisions. IBBI regulation says you keep voting for 7 days, but it never happens. COC will ask for extensions. So there are delays in the process. So you don't take this. Secondly, CRP costs need not to talk. You never get paid in
So
time.
we have these kind of sessions for bankers also. For example, we had a similar session last week in Calcutta for state bank officers, where one or two of my officers came. On 14th, we are having a session in Pune for Bank of Maharashtra. Now, when we talk to creditors, they say, pura RP delay karte hain. When we talk to RP, you say COC delay karte hain, which is, I mean, I am not trying to be a mediator or something. But ये काम आप लोग मिलके ही कर सकते हैं. I mean, I'll be very, very frank with you. You have to talk to each other. You have to sit with each other. Resolution plan approval is a slightly difficult process for COC because they have to take approval from their board or from a certain level. बाकी चीज़ों में time नहीं लगना चाहिए. So you should all sit together and ensure that things are not delayed, because delay होगा तो loss किसका होगा? Loss ना creditor का होगा. But I am again saying, जिस केस में you find that the recovery is going to be less than 10% of the claim, जिस केस में you find that, I mean, your assessment is that CRP costs के 4-5 times भी recovery नहीं होगी. I mean, उस केस में please tell the COC, go straight for liquidation. Do not waste your time under CRP, because CRP में कुछ होगा नहीं, फिर आप liquidation में जाओगे. तो you need to be more practical and save time.
Yes, sir. This is welcome that regulation 40E, early dissolution, has come. That is a good thing. As you said, if CRP is not economical, then we can immediately go for dissolution under 40E. So, but as you rightly said, what we have observed that why bank delays for decision is again because they say that we have to take approval for each and everything up to the top. They don't have the delegation of power. Sir, SBI, I think SBI is one exception, but all other banks are not. SBI has improved a lot by this way, but other banks have not done. And still you find for even small things, they have to go up to the top decision making.
Coming to the liquidation cases, sir, on the face of the balance sheet, we can see that there are loans and advances, debtors, which are already time barred. And still, when there are huge debtors and huge loans and advances, and whatever mails we write for recovery, those are not able to recover. There are many investments which is not. So during liquidations, we cannot auction. We are giving the auction, but it is not. There is no property. So in that case, sir, what to do? मतलब खाली auction पे auction निकालते जा रहे हैं लेकिन कुछ हो नहीं रहा.
So there is something called NRA.
Yes, sir.
COC से permission ले. COC से permission लेके you can use that NRA. But as the SBI Deputy MD said today, it is true that stressed assets market in India is not developed well. I mean, it is true these kind of problems are there in some cases. You are perfectly right. But उसको NRA को use करके करना चाहिए. And I'll request SBI. SBI has a company called SBI Funds Funds Limited or something. And I have had a discussion with them. I think we should encourage that company to buy such assets at very low prices. Because उनका तो बिक नहीं रहा है. I mean, RP तो बेच नहीं पा रहा है. तो SBI fund should buy it at low prices and then take it to its logical conclusion. And if SBI makes money out of it, it can distribute it to other creditors. It can have such an arrangement. अपना cost recover करे. नहीं, I am not saying अपना cost जरूर recover करे, but उसके cost recover करे, कुछ profit recover करे, but then ARCs can also start this business. You should have a conference with ARCs, motivate them to start doing this kind of work. But yes, you are right, this is a problem, and we have to develop this market.
So basically, NRA auction we should send to SBI, ARCs, we should share them with the notices, and if they are willing to buy. But then also the case will not get closed, because then we'll wait for the SBI to dispose of that until that time. No. Khatam. We'll assign the NRA and then it is over. Thank you, sir.
Recently we have amended the regulations. So it now says that crystallization is not a precondition for NRRA. So earlier it said that first it should crystallize. And once that is crystallized, then only you can transfer. But now that condition is not there. So for example, if avoidance application is pending in NCLT, or if such transactions are pending, still you can assign them through NRRA. No, it cannot be unilateral. Assignment should be, the other party should accept that assignment. So it cannot be unilateral that, but if nobody is coming for the assignment route also, then you can approach NCLT for directions regarding dissolutions, that we'll write it off and seek directions from NCLT that it's just book entries and nothing more than that. And appropriate avoidance applications has to be filed for that. So otherwise, there is no other option. If nobody is coming to buy it, nobody is giving money against it, it's basically of no value. So, and they are mere book entries. So appropriate avoidance applications plus application for writing it off with the dissolution of the company. That is the logical course that it should follow.
तो ये business क्यों नहीं start करते हैं? इसको सस्ते में खरीदिए, and I'm sure you'll make money out of it.
But we are not allowed to. We are not allowed to deal with this.
One suggestion, I'm Devrajan. See, there has been a lot of issues the RPs face regarding non-cooperation by suspended board. One suggestion is that if IBP should examine whether this could be made a part of the original admission order itself by NCLT. That is one option that can be discussed. Could be looked at. Second is that...
Just a minute, I'll take your second question later.
Yeah.
This issue was discussed in a colloquium held in Calcutta last year. And all the NCLT members were requested to write this in their admission order. I hope they are writing.
They're writing now?
But
okay.
Some
I have not seen many orders.
Some may be writing, some may not be writing. But this was discussed in the colloquium. We'll discuss it again in the next colloquium and say that all of them are not writing. They will write. They had all agreed to write.
One other suggestion possibly IBP should consider is that if a promoter is not cooperating, why should he be a participant in the COC? He should be excluded. That makes a good sense, because that will definitely ensure that he is not able to move a lot of frivolous applications also. And use a strategy to defeat the process.
This will exclude all promoters. What you are trying to say.
Yes.
All RPs will say कि ये promoter ये है, so all promoters will be excluded. That will not mean that your delay will be reduced, which will mean you will have 5 times more applications in NCLT. It won't help you, frankly. So I would request this gathering to make an assessment of this, to make an assessment of what he's saying, and If you come to a conclusion कि इससे फायदा होगा, we'll consider it. We have no issues. But हम लोगों का अभी आज की डेट में our thinking is कि this will create more litigation. But we are open to.
The suggestion is basically because.
I agree with you.
No, the only reason is that if they're not cooperating with the RP, you don't expect them to cooperate in COC. It cannot be both ways. Absolutely. So that is the reason this suggestion is being made. Because anyway, we don't get documents from them. As you rightly pointed out, that we have to rely on other agencies to get the information and documents, which also would make our POFE application more effective. That is one. One more point in your address you raised is that RP should be less legal and more process oriented. Now, what is happening is that unless we know the law, we don't find it easier to operate. Second, the law is shaped regularly by judgments. And if we don't follow the judgments, that will also increase litigations. That again is a practical challenge that we face when we try to say that we process this way. You suddenly find a judgment which is contrary to that, you need to follow that. So these are issues that needs to be done. Like the irony is that you have a moratorium period to ensure that there's a calm period you can do a resolution. But the number of IAs pending in NCLT is much more than what in other courts. That's what we see in many cases. Thank you.
So, we have a presentation every month in our office of important changes or important judgments. We have it every month in our office, and now it has dropped so much कि महीने में 2-3 से ज़्यादा ऐसे जजमेंट नहीं होते हैं जो कि इम्पोर्टेंट होते हैं. मैं रूटीन की बात नहीं कर रहा, महीने में 2-3 जजमेंट्स होते हैं. So I don't think it is very difficult to follow this. But there's another thing I want to say. Only High Court and Supreme Court are court of records. The tribunals have to follow the law. Tribunals have to follow the law, whatever it is, whether the law is fair or the law is unfair. And the orders given by the tribunals should be specific to that case. They have inherent power. There is a section in which they have inherent powers. So the order that they give is under that inherent power and specific to them. They cannot lay down the law. Only the High Court and the Supreme Court can lay down the law, or the Parliament can lay down the law.
Good afternoon, sir. This is Rachna Junjunwala. With IBC Amendment Act 2026, the concept of SCC has gone, and the claims that were collated during CIRP, that has to be considered. So for the ongoing liquidation process, sir, where we have accepted the claim as on the liquidation commencement date, so are we supposed to reduce the amount of claim and go back to CIRP?
No, ma'am.
So definitely we are going to constitute COC on the basis of the claim accepted during liquidation, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Section 33(6), it's whether it is applicable for all cases against the CD which are pending on the date. So we have to take permission for every, suppose 100, 200 cases are pending against the CD. So whether 33(6) is applicable for, because we are getting diversified opinion from the advocates on this. Some are saying, because let me read it for everyone. Where a liquidation order has been passed, no suit or legal proceedings shall be commenced, or if pending on the date of the liquidation order, shall be proceeded by the liquidator on behalf of the debtor, except with the leave of the AA. So some advocates are saying, but top advocates are saying, it is applicable only for those cases which RP files or I files, liquidator files. Then some says, no, it is applicable for everybody. So that is why. But once.
So when we frame this, if you read, it should be there in that Parliament. What is that called? Notes and clauses. You can, if you want, you can read that. It's for all.
Okay.
It's for all. So you can read. It should be there somewhere.
Sir, myself Raj Singhania. Sir, this is one query coming out of the presentation made by Jitesh sir, wherein sir has said that as per the new amendment.
We have 15 minutes more, okay?
Sir, sir, what sir has said that now in the resolution plan there cannot be any waiver of the guarantees, whether it is a personal guarantee or corporate guarantee. But suppose if the creditors are allowing that, or the COC is allowing that with 100% waiver,
So
can
COC does not have a right to allow that. It is only the creditor who has given the guarantee. He has the
no, that he is the only creditor in the COC.
That's okay.
He is the only creditor in the COC,
Then it is okay. He can do it outside this process.
but not through resolution plan.
Not through resolution plan.
Sir, if such a resolution plan has come before the coming of this amendment and that is under consideration of the COC, whether that can be done?
You please remove it.
Okay. So as per you, the COC cannot waive any kind of guarantees within resolution plan.
Please be very of cases where there is one person COC.
Yes.
You know, it is these cases which create problems. Guarantee, ये जो आप बात बोल रहे हैं ना, it's quite possible के one person COC जो है वहाँ कुछ problem हो रहा हो, और वो guarantee भी खत्म कर रही है.
And that is a PSU bank only.
Oh, even then, उसको देखिएगा जरा.
And even sir, like some people have innovatively come out that extinguish नहीं कर सकते, assign कर देंगे. So that is also what you cannot do directly, you cannot do indirectly also.
Okay.
So any direct or indirect means of extinguishment cannot be done as part of the resolution plan.
Now my second question assigned.
Please, can we?
You know, this amendment has been made. This amendment has been made on the request of bankers, because they are saying मेरी guarantee है, COC extinguish कर दे रही है. You know, so this amendment or this change has been made on the basis of request made by banks.
Now same if we read with 28A, where it is allowing the creditors to get the personal assets or the assets guaranteed into the fold of the CIRP. So in that case, what should happen?
So that's a very different thing. वो intermingling assets की बात हो रही है. That's
Okay.
a intermingling assets
हाँ.
where you know a land
No,
is owned
no,
by
it is-
someone.
it is like
building
that
is-
only.
वो ना intermingling की बात हो रही
नहीं
है.
sir, actually जो है ना, that is also made by a provision of law. So that's a specific thing which a carve out has been enabled by law, so that will happen. उसमें ये कोई conflict नहीं है with the other provision
Okay.
of banning.
So if you are doing that thing through 28A, and if there is
Yeah,
a
yeah.
resolution plan wherein the
28
assets of the personal guarantees being taken under
So-
CRP,
so
then
twen-
there is no issue.
Yes. So 28A code plus our regulation. If you proceed by that, there is no conflict.
Okay, thank you, sir.
So, just to clarify that ARC point, sir, like SBI does not have a fully owned ARC.
No, मैं SBI को ARC नहीं बोल रहा. मैं कह रहा हूँ have a meeting with ARC.
No, no.
I know that.
We don't have a wholly owned ARC. We have stakes in RC.
I know that.
Yeah.
I know that.
And we are also a member in the NARCL.
मैं आपके जो SBI funds है ना, I was talking to them actually.
Yeah, funds also, they have a Swami fund, like
I know.
it got closed.
So I was talking to them. I was saying यार ये जो चीजें बिक नहीं पा रही हैं, इनको आप सस्ता खरीद के, you know, we need an organization. Actually, frankly speaking, we need some organization जो ये काम करे. And you know, SBI being the largest bank in India should create some mechanism so that all these things which cannot be sold can be sold to that company. कुछ process हो पाए. Because India में market develop नहीं हुआ है. अगर market develop हो जाए, then we don't need anyone.
Yeah. So that Swami fund you were talking about, that was housing project. They had.
I'm talking of a public, your subsidiary.
Okay. SBI Ventures Limited. They are having this Swami fund. They help in various housing
मैं
projects.
स्वामी फंड की बात नहीं कर रहा.
So when we talk about delays, we basically talk about timely conclusions of various the procedures of IBC, whether it's liquidation, whether it is CIRP. But sir, one important process is, as we have been discussing about, is PUFE. So PUFE, when we file with the adjudicating authorities, it's never closing application it has become. So there are directive provisions upon NCLT to conclude a CIRP process or liquidation process within certain timeline if there are delays along with justification or reasoning. But here in this case of PUFE, although assignment, etc., etc.
NCLT does not have the infrastructure के पूरा काम ठीक से कर पाए, which is correct. So NCLT has been doing this resolution plan, and we have requested NCLT in some cases जहाँ we find that PUFE बहुत है. I mean, there are cases जहाँ की पुफे बहुत हैं और resolution plan बहुत छोटे amount का है. तो we have requested NCLT to first dispose this. And you know, you should also do that. You should also file applications in NCLT saying कि भाई पुफे मेरे पास है 10,000 crore का, resolution amount है 200 crores, 500 crores. So if we can dispose of this pufe first, we will get better value. You should also do that. हम भी कोशिश करते हैं. But yes, NCLT has got, you know, a constraint. You know, NCLT को blame करने से कुछ नहीं होता. NCLT is functioning very well. आप देखिए तो जो NCLT 100 resolutions कर रहा था पहले, आज 250 resolutions कर रहा है. आप खुद देखिए, आजकल NCLT is doing about 250 resolutions every year. And you know, they have companies at work also. They are quite overworked. And I would say they are doing a commendable job. I mean, they also have a very genuine problem. So we should try to help them. We should try to help them का मतलब है कि जो litigation उनके पास जाता है, अगर हम उसको कम कर सकते हैं, हम बहुत केस में कम कर सकते हैं, उसको सुन के देख के, तो it is in everyone's interest. I mean, NCLT is a outstanding organization. जो it's easy to blame everyone, but we should try to do that.
My only request was, can there be a enabling provision inbuilt in the law which will also help them as well? Just a suggestion.
It doesn't help actually, it will, because अगर हमने रोक दिया कि resolution plan रुका रहेगा जब तक avoidance नहीं होगा. अब avoidance is a very difficult process. It's not a simple process. And avoidance, all cases will go up to Supreme Court. I mean, it's not it's not easy. तो ना पूरा resolution process रुक जाएगा. I mean, it is really not easy.
Thank you, sir.
So one small suggestion, like in SEBI, sometimes in income tax, we have a system of advance ruling. I was just wondering that in IBBI...
So we tried this. This suggestion came to us about 3 years back. It was discussed this, and government did not find it useful here. I mean, this was discussed, and this was also... this was also discussed with NCLT कि आपकी एक bench बना के कुछ करें, but it was not found.
So secondly, so many complaints that we get, can we bring together what are the kind of issues that's raised? What also the complaints which are not taken into cognizance. I'm talking of that also.
Yeah, so our IP monitoring division, they have prepared a publication of common mistakes which are being done by the RP. So there is a compilation that is available, and during, I think in the advocacy sort of workshops which they do, they, I think.
No, sir, it's not on the website.
So we will try and put it on the website also.
Thank you.
Sir, one point regarding avoidance, like we have had multiple questions. So we have seen both types of orders from NCLT. Some order says that the report was not at all conclusive, the forensic audit report has many limitations, and those were not addressed, and simply the avoidance was filed based on the avoidance forensic audit report, which was not at all conclusive. On the other hand, we have had cases where NCLT has said that despite there is a scope of filing avoidance, the RP has not filed avoidance transactions. So see, adjudication is second step. First is the determination of avoidance and filing. So हमारे हाथ में ये है कि हम अपनी determination of avoidance and उसका जो reporting है, उसका quality if we improve and if we make it very conclusive, so that will help the AA to adjudicate. And इसमें हमने IPS के साथ में and we have come out with the best practices on the template of application. So there are prerequisites for each and every avoidance. कि अगर preferential है तो it should meet all those conditions, then it should not be in the ordinary course of business and all those things. So we have come out with a template. If that template will recommend you all to use that template while filing the applications. So it will also help the adjudicating authority to go through the applications in a simpler manner.
So you know, this template has been prepared by the IPS. This template has also been shown to NCLT. Their views were taken and then it was finalized. I think it is there on our website. Please have a look at it. उसको use करिए तो आपकी avoidance applications 1/10 हो जाएंगी. But then they will be meaningful. I mean, please try and use them. And if you think that these can be improved further, please tell us. We will improve them further. So last two questions.
This is Pratim Goyal. I just want to place one suggestion. Since the liquidation, sale as a going concern has been discontinued, in many cases there are running projects that goes on. So it becomes difficult to run that projects, or even if we run, to maximize the value for the stakeholders.
slum sale कीजिए आप पढ़िए तो you are allowed to do slum sale. That is point number 1. Point number 2, COC के पास जाके उसको वापस CRP में ले जाइए ना. Restoration में ले जाइए. अगर कोई ऐसा केस है, बहुत important केस है, उसको COC से बात करके restoration में डालिए या slum sale कीजिए.
Yes, restoration could be one option that we can think of, but this for running projects this becomes difficult.
I know. Slum sale कीजिए.
Achha, and one more suggestion, just what can be thought of in case of project specific resolution, sometimes it becomes difficult to isolate or delegate the respective liabilities to those projects. So if something comes out in the regulation or something, it will be difficult.
We don't want to bring it out in the regulation because we don't want to restrict your freedom. You know, we don't want that आपकी freedom, आपकी ingenuity को हम restrict नहीं करना चाहते उसमें. And if you find that it cannot be done, don't do it. I mean, if you find what you are saying आप नहीं separate कर पा रहे, मत कीजिए. कोई it is not compulsory to do it. जहाँ कर पाए वहाँ कीजिए. But we do not want to restrict your freedom.
Sir.
Last two.
Sir, myself IP Abhijit Jain. Sir, where the lenders are bankers, तब तक तो सब चीज़ ठीक रहता है, वो समझते भी हैं, प्रोसेस में हमें भी हेल्प मिलता है और प्रोसेस हम लोग ठीक से चला भी पाते हैं. बट वेयर द लेंडर्स आर स्टेट फाइनेंशियल कॉर्पोरेशंस, इंडस्ट्रियल डेवलपमेंट कॉर्पोरेशंस और गवर्नमेंट ऑफ इंडिया अंडरटेकिंग्स, ना तो सर वो समझते हैं ना कोई वैल्यू करते हैं और प्रोसेस 2-2, 3-3, 4-4 साल चलता है. वी डोंट गेट एनी फीस. हमको प्रोसेस भी रन करना है.
Very good idea. What we will do is very good idea. We have never interacted with them. I think we will try and organize a training program for them. Good idea. आप हमको अगर आप लिस्ट दे पाएं जो लोग आपके यहाँ जिसको आप जानते हैं जिनका करना चाहिए, but we will organize a training program for them so as to familiarize them. Agreed.
So one question, sir. So we have seen a substantial amendment in 12A. Because the earlier the regulations was absolutely different. It was they had given the power that the withdrawal can be done before the COC and after EOI. However, now the regulation have changed and the section has also changed substantial. So, but sir, there is a difference. What I see in regulation, it says that after the expression of interest, invitation to expression of interest, whereas in the section we see is that after the invitation of the resolution plan. So this is one of the thing.
So
yes.
basically, in code there is nothing like EOI and RFRP.
Yes.
It is the creation of regulations.
Yes.
So the process of invitation of plan, we in regulations have divided them into 2 sub-steps, EOI and RFRP. If you will read the language of regulation 36A, it says EOI's full form is expression of interest to submit resolution plan.
Correct.
So basically EOI is the first step of invitation of plan. And the section says invitation of plan.
Invitation,
so by
first
that,
invitation of
first invitation of
plan.
plan. The first invitation of plan means EOI. So that way it has
So
been
because
done.
that is
आपने इतनी मेहनत कर ली, you have put your heart and soul into it, resolution plan तक ले गए और उसके बाद कोई withdraw कर लिया. It doesn't look good. I mean, so
but
it
because here we see that because of the bankers only, because there are certain they have to take approvals even after the CIRP is admitted.
So think it from the point of view of investor. The idea was once you go to the market, then you have reached to the market, you have invited people to come for the bid for the company. Now there should not be any parallel negotiation to withdraw the process.
What about the even after the 90%?
Form G, yeah, that was.
So we close it. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah. Yes.
The last question. If you allow, sir. So it's on the delay in the CRP. It's delay on the CRP process. Like one CRP is going on, and after certain time, when the resolution plan comes up, there are several litigations coming up, and after having the resolution plan being submitted to the NCLT, thereafter delay starts. And the delays are, the IAs are filed in such a way that in many cases it's being referred that this is beyond the jurisdiction of the NCLT. So summary proceedings are there. So,
So sir, what we have done is, first slide आपने देखा होगा इनकी presentation का split. So what we have done is, where there is no IA regarding the bid amount, and what our experience is, there is hardly any IA regarding the bid amount. This is what we have seen. There we are saying that the NCLT, you COC applies to NCLT. The NCLT should approve the plan, and other things can happen later. And believe me, एक बार bid approve होने दीजिए, नए RA को आने दीजिए, आपके बाकी सब लोग केस withdraw कर लेंगे.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you. So it is my privilege that on the behalf of the organizing team of the IBC Conclave to propose a vote of thanks for the technical sessions held this morning. I extend my sincere gratitude to Shri Ravi Mittal sir, Chairperson IBBI, for his thought-provoking keynote address, which laid a strong foundation for the technical discussions that followed. His depth, experience and clarity of the vision on the insolvency ecosystem have given us a much to reflect upon. I also would like to thank Mr. Jitesh John, Executive Director IBBI, and Mr. Raghav Maheshwari, Assistant General Manager IBBI, for their comprehensive and insightful presentations on the amendment on IBC. Their detailed explanation of the recent changes and their practical implications has greatly enhanced our understanding of the evolving regulatory framework. I also acknowledge the effort behind the interactive FAQ session that followed, and thank all the IBBI officials for patiently addressing all the queries raised by our participants and the delegates. So, thank you, sir. Thank you once again.